Car 126.
Well, he may have to take this, Scutt, if he's going to bag a break. Treble 19, another or the single. It is the single which leaves the ball. Oh,
Game
what a
shot on the
dart.
fifth leg.
What a
Connor Scutt.
finish. What a match for Bevan to keep this glorious game going. Double 8. Should be a help for him, that.
Game shot on the
And he's
sixth leg.
used it.
Bevan.
He's used it.
Magnificent. This has to go. He's going to get a dart for the match. It's at tops.
87. Connor Car 40.
He misses tops. Can Connor hit tops? A Super Series spectacular.
Game
See
shot on the match.
Scutt
Connor Scutt.
win a belter. 4-3. He breaks in the last leg. Both players had a chance to win that match, but it's Connor Scutt who seals it on tops. And look at those numbers. 4 180s for Scutt, 5 140s as well. Bevan on his debut got 8 140s in that game. But Connor Scutt with a slightly superior checkout rate. That was a difference, including that fabulous 126, ended on the bullseye. Well, follow that, David Davies and Andreas Harrison. That's coming up after the break. He needs to pick his pocket. Treble 18, the first target found. Double 16, found.
Game shot on the match.
Win
Andreas
achieved. It was an ugly one, he knows it. It was dirty from Harrison, but he got the job done in the end. 4-2 over David Davies, who just could not punish in key moments in that match. Neither player will be happy with the performance. Andreas Harrison will take the points. He has taken the points, and he joins Connor Scutt in getting an opening win. The man he beat, Lou Bevan, is back in action next. He takes on David Evans on his first outing of the evening. Won 4-2 against David Davies in the second, and David Evans won 4-1 against Lou Bevan in the third. Stretch with a big win in his opening match, and he played well for it, deserved it. 93.27 the average, 4 out of 9 on the doubles. He hit 3 180s in the process and maybe sent out a bit of a message to the rest of the group saying that he is the one, well, that they'll all be looking up at, I suppose. Coming up next, Connor Scutt against David Davies. David Davies really needs this. The fact that he's, well, that's interesting. Another brilliant checkout. And I was going to say, the fact he moved made me think that he was going to try and hunt down the treble, but he's gone for 2 tops and he's pulled it off perfectly. And double top stands between him and his first 2 points of this campaign. Double 10.
Game shot on the match.
David Davies takes it. This is going to be one tight group. Connor Scutt goes down having won his first match. David Davies wins his second having lost his opener. 50% on the doubles, the difference there. Just 20% for Connor Scutt. He's going to have to sharpen up in that department. A nice 100 finish in there for Davies and 2 points in his pocket. 4 players now have 2 points, and one of them, in fact 2 of them, are about to go head-to-head next as Evans meets Harrison. Those 5-match starts. Could have won the game 4-1, could have won it 4-2, may yet win it 4-3.
89.
Again, wonderful last start there. He is seeing that winning line is David Evans. Nothing at all coming back from Harrison. He hates that dart above the treble 20, remember. Another one needed.
96. David Car 93.
I think that means Evans can be bold on the treble 19 with your opponent on 150. Boldy here's double 18. Will he get there in the end once again? David Evans was much the better player in that match. However, just as he was trying to get that winning match start, but nothing at all Andreas Harrison can do. He is not at his brilliant best tonight. And David Evans, a cool, calm and collected 95.15. He's been the best player in this Group B in the early stages, and a mighty fine win. 2 from 2 from Evans. As we move on to the next game, so in all Welsh class, it's Lou Bevan against David Davies.
Oh, great darts. Great finish. As Bevan announces himself here at the Modus Super Series with a stunning 140 checkout.
He'll take his time. He'll go through his routine. He'll get his balance. Look at him. Look at those eyes. Not off the desired target. Perfect marker, Shuley. Can you kiss it off that? Shuley now.
Game shot
And he gets there in the end. David Davies, who's had an interesting start to this Group E campaign, but after 3 games, it's 2 wins out of 3. And his campaign is virtually up and running now. Whereas for Bevan, that's 3 losses out of 3 games. He looked a little disappointed, but he look at that checkout ratio and know where he went wrong. 1 from 11, considering he had that fantastic start in the opening leg of a 140 finish. But it's David Davies that gets over the line. Big game coming up next. They've met already 4 times this week. It's Connor Scutt against Andreas Harrison. Crisp. And a nice 84 finish there for Connor Scutt. And he is one of those players, isn't he? We say 2-0 down. We're talking about him having a difficult night. And literally 2 or 3 minutes later, it could be 3. It could be 2-2.
$100.
Well, you promised me.
171.
Wow.
I tell you what, there's a chance here that he could go for 3 bullseyes. Connor Scutt is a maverick kind of darts player. There has been a 9-darter already today. This could be the most incredible one you've ever seen. And it's not going to happen.
I mean, we all knew.
43.
I'm not going to criticise or anything because he told us before if he ever gets to a 9-darter, is it 180, 171? He has a perfect way he wants to do it.
Yeah, well, that's the way he did it there. But he was even trying
107.
to do an incredible 9-darter in the double start week. We'll come to that in a moment.
How many times this week has he missed the big
75.
number, Connor Scutt?
Andreas Harrison 40.
But is this a lesson learned about the 3 bulls?
on the
Andreas
foreplay.
Harrison,
Andreas Harrison.
13 darter, advantage Evans.
Treble 15 will be the target for Andreas Harrison, who hit a 9-darter with a 141 going that route.
This treble 14 or bullseye has to go. Right decision, poor execution. You can see what he thinks of that. Been waiting for a real top performance from Andreas
54.
Harrison.
Andreas
He's
36.
double 18 away from that.
Looking to use it. And he gets there in the end. It has been an effort tonight from Andreas Harrison, but that was much more like it. Connor Scutt put up a good fight in that game, and at one point he was on the brink of producing maybe the most special leg of darts we've ever witnessed here at the Modus Super Series. Teed up a potential 9-dart leg, left 150, went for 3 bulls. It didn't work out for Connor Scutt, lost the leg, lost the match. Andreas Harrison wins it 4-2 and takes his points tally to 4, where he joins David Evans and David Davies, who play next.
80.
Yeah, I went back to that word you used in the chat room. He looks at Stewart with those 2 treble 17s going in. I thought the tops was a formality, but this is what Davies does. He's just biting at the ankles, 1 dart at tops.
Game shot on the first leg. David Davies.
And that trend continues. Fair play to him. Said solid, if not spectacular. And it's been enough for David Evans. He's been the star of the show tonight. And he's moments away from taking real control of this group. It's double top. He's looked assured. Thank you.
Yeah, that didn't quite look as assured, but he rescues it and he remains cool, calm, collected, and he's collected 2 more points. 6 in the bag for David Evans. David Davies will end the night on 4, winning half of his matches, but Evans may yet go through the card. A 4-2 success over Davies, hitting half of his double attempts along the way, and he has 1 more match to play against Connor Scutt, which if he wins will see him complete the perfect night. Before that though, Andreas Harrison takes on a player looking for his first win at the Super Series, Bevan, up after the break.
It hasn't been spectacular once again from Harrison, but I think you'd be delighted with the way the night has panned out. Double 8. And Harrison finishes his campaign with a 4-0 victory. Big smiles all around. A lot of disappointment there from Bevan. I'd like to think, I hope he sees the positives there. He's here for the experience. That's his words, but Andreas Harrison is here for the title. He'll want to perform a little bit better than that, but a 4-0 is a sweet way to finish the night for the Swede. As we move on to the final game of the night, it's top of the table and unbeaten David Evans against Connor Scutt.
Treble 19 goes next door. Now may only get a dart at the bullseye. Doesn't even get that.
37. David Car 78.
You can see the reaction in the background there from Connor Scutt. They're frustrating. That could be exacerbated if this tops goes in. Julie does big come on, he shouts.
David Car 156.
And does have that fantastic setup.
Oh, this would really, really sting. It would hurt. And it might just have killed off Connor Scutt's hopes. What a finish that is.
Well, from the angle I could see there, I thought all of them were in. Chance here for Connor Scutt.
Cuts it in half.
Not to be.
50.
Evans will return, no problem this time, surely. He's had a fantastic night. And it's 4 wins out of 4 for David Evans. What a night he's had. The perfect unbeaten. And 1 foot into that Saturday night. He looks up to the heavens. And for Connor Scutt, it started off so fantastic well with his opening game, but 3 losses. He has it all to do tomorrow. But fair play to David Evans. It was a tough group. That 1-5-6 being the highlight. A big roar have come on. And the Lancastrian, 4 wins out of 4. He looks good. He moves on. It's been a fascinating day. Group C really delivered, and Group B has the potential winner in David Evans over. We'll be back at 1 o'clock tomorrow for the conclusion of the Group C campaign.
Yeah, fantastic evening, and particularly for one player, David Evans, 4 wins out of 4, Glenn. We are going to hear from him in a moment, but just give us your summary of his night.
Yeah, I just thought it was consistent. I thought his scoring was good very early doors. A lot of the damage was done early. And like I said, that Connor Scutt threw a few things. I mean, he seemed to have the answers as well. The 1-5-6 at the end was beautiful.
Yeah, it really, really was good stuff from him. Quickly talk about the other players as well, because Andreas Harrison, I mean, he's just behind him in the group, but didn't really have the best night in terms of performance.
Well, if Connor Scutt had got over the line against David Evans in that final game, Andreas would have been top of the table overnight. I say very reminiscent of Mike Warburton and the conversations we had there. There's still plenty in the tank for the Swede, but I think he's done enough and he's looking good for qualification. And is that enough for him? Probably.
Yeah, David Evans has joined us here in the studio. David, congratulations, fantastic start to your campaign. Glenn was just talking about how sort of assured you looked this evening. Is that how it felt?
Yeah, it was sort of, I've been here before sort of thing, and I know what I've got to do, and against the standard that's here tonight, it's one of those I've just got to do my job, and that's what I thought I did tonight. So.
And you've had groups where you've really dominated before, so you do know how advantageous it can be to get a good start on the first night.
Absolutely, yeah. I mean, to get 4 out of 4 tonight, it stands me in good stead for tomorrow, so it's just hope it carries on forward.
Last time you were here, 14 wins out of 15 in Group A, but it didn't work on the Saturday night. No. I think my narrative in commentary tonight was, it's time for you to be stand up and count on a Saturday night. I think the Rolls Royce throw, I called it tonight, and once again, you've been fantastic. 4 wins out of 4 in that group, 1 foot in there on Saturday night. But what do you have to do now to lift that trophy on Saturday night, do you think?
Personally, I mean, I've been to Saturday night 2 or 3 times now. I think it's just don't think, just carry on doing what I've been doing and just get on with the job at hand. I know I'm capable of doing it, as you've said before, and I'm sure Wayne Mardell said it as well. The Rolls Royce of throws, so just got to use that to my advantage.
Yeah, overthinking can be the devil in the game. So it's really good there. But we haven't spoken an awful lot about you this week. I know you love your darts. Have you been watching this week and been a little bit, why aren't they talking about me?
No, I mean, it's sort of, I have been watching, but, it's hard work when you run in a pub. It's, the Gamble in Preston. and everyone's behind me there as well. So it's one of those, running that as well as watching, getting a bit of practice in as well. So it's just one of them. Keep forward.
Balance.
Super Series on the big screens in the pub.
Absolutely. I think they'll all be watching. Yeah. So yeah.
Well, the next thing we are going to show you, because this is the table after the opening night of play, and David Evans is sat at the top of the table. We'll see that in 1 second. Sorry, that's just the stats from your victory against Connor Scutt. There is the table, and it's kind of that uniform 8-6-4-2-0, but the man having the 8 points is the one that's going to be leaving the happiest.
Yeah, absolutely. To get, like I said, to get 4 out of 4 against a group with the talent that's in that group, yeah. Great, happy.
How was that practice room? Because Lou Bevan, I think, doesn't deserve to be on 0, first of all. Andreas Harrison wasn't at his blistering best. How was that Baxter with you?
It was brilliant. I mean, it's good atmosphere between us all. No, like you said, Lou doesn't deserve to be on 0. He's a quality player, and I think tomorrow we're going to have to be on our guard, because I think he is a class player and he's going to come forward, I think.
Do you think you've got a little bit of a score to settle? Glenn mentioned Saturday nights before. I mean, you've had different experiences on Saturday nights. The one that I was looking at was the week that Scott Taylor won, and all your games went 4-3. You end up losing 4-3 to him. Of course, he wins that night and then goes on to win the series. In a way, did that make it feel more like one that might have got away?
Yeah, I mean, I think I missed 3 match starts to beat Scott, and it's one of those that, if I could have anyone else win that group, obviously it's got to be my best mate. I've known him for a lot of years, so it's one of those. But yeah, it did get away from me, and a bit gutted about it. But
stop being nice to him.
Yeah,
that's another thing I said in there. I said he's too nice and wants to be respected by others. Get nasty on Saturday night.
There you go.
We're talking like you are already through, but of course, you know that there's still a job to finish tomorrow. So what is the aim? What is the sort of approach into tomorrow?
Just do exactly what I've done today. Just head down, get on the board, and do what I've come here to do. It's my job.
You usually wouldn't do this, Glenn, with the player sat next to us, but I've got a feeling he's going to be the one of the names you're going to say. So I'm going to ask you, having seen the action this evening, who are the 3 players you think are making it through?
Yeah, David will get through, no problems whatsoever. Andreas Harrison will qualify, no problems. And I just think Connor Scutt, look, I've championed him all week. I think David Davies got away with a couple early doors. He's that typical grinder. Connor Scutt's got to find it. Connor Scutt's got an incredibly difficult opening game against this man sat next to me, but I think he'll come to the fore tomorrow, and I think they'd be my 3.
Just a quick word on Scott that we didn't mention earlier. That attempt for a 9-dart finish earlier on, what were you thinking? And what were you thinking when he goes for 3 bullseyes?
Well, fancy asking boring does it that, but we all knew he was going to do that. It's not like it was, it's preempted. He wants to break the internet, I think is the words he used before. However, he's in the midst of a Group B where he's not doing great. It cost him in the end, remember. But, he's the attempt now. He uses the treble 17, of course, for that last app. But so we were saying in the commentary box, he's already thinking about the 3 bulls at this stage here, because them 2 darts are sat absolutely perfect for another 180. And then that was a long way. But what was very interesting is that he lost that leg.
Yeah, Andreas Harrison punishing. Were you guys all sort of glued to the screen in the practice room at that point?
Yeah, he was sort of looking at it as if whether he's going to actually hit the first bullseye. If he hits the first bullseye, then knowing Connor, he'll probably follow it up. But the first one sadly dropped in the 3. But
not a tactic you're planning to employ yourself?
No. No, I don't think so.
Yeah, well, it would have been spectacular, but it's been all business from you tonight. Well done, a really strong start, and good luck tomorrow. I'm sure we'll see you then and on Saturday night. Glenn, of course, we'll see you tomorrow. Thanks for today, and thank you for watching a couple of great sessions of darts here at the Modus Super Series. We've had a 9-dart finish, of course, today. Jared Cole producing perfection this afternoon, the first of the year. And we've already got a player through to finals night as well, Leonard Gates, but David Evans has put 1 foot in Saturday once again. Let's see if he can finish the job when you join us for another double session tomorrow.